it's weird. Like the U.S. does definitely share a lot of like cultural aspects to the UK. But I think like the main differences is just, I think the people, the humor out there is just so fucking dry. Like it's not the same type of humor that you see in a lot of American television. Yeah, it's a lot more cutthroat and like straight to the point, or like completely dry. Well, The Office, The Office was made, but it started out in the UK. Like the whole.
So
idea.
The Office has that kind of, or the UK has that kind of humor, like the dry kind of like no laugh track. It's just like
because the other thing is too, I've known a few people from like France. Yeah. And like they did not get my humor. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he's like, "What's so funny?" Yeah. You know what I mean? I was like, I had to explain the whole joke to him.
Yeah. Well, the French are weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to generalize, but like
piece of shit.
No. I don't want to say weird is a tough word. I'd say they just
are they stern, I guess, or they just have a different way of.
It's just a different way of seeing life.
Shout out to the French.
Shout out to the French.
Amazing music.
Yeah. Shout out to Daft Punk. Shout out
terrible
to
Justice. Allies, but shout out to them.
Shout out to Breakbot.
Terrible
shout out
allies.
to Busy P and Headbangers.
Yeah. I said terrible allies, but shout out to them.
What are you talking about, bro? They helped us out in the American Revolution.
We're ignorant here. It was a bit, y'all. It was a bit.
All right, so you were out there doing getting your master's degree.
Getting my master's degree.
How long were you out there for?
I was out there for a year and a half.
That's all that takes for a master's?
A year, yeah. Well, there's like, depending on the master's, like the course that you're taking.
Okay, now let me ask you this: what about tuition? Stop laughing, bro. I got a little bit of a cough. How about tuition, like versus the U.S.? Would you say it's better or worse?
It's definitely cheaper out there.
Really?
Yeah, but the UK is one of the only European countries where they don't have socialized education.
What's that mean?
Like free education. Oh, okay. Everybody pays in through taxes, and I know Germany has a socialized education where people can go to college for free, but they do have higher taxes, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, but I think the biggest differences that I like about the UK, I'm probably gonna get controversial, is socialized healthcare, universal healthcare. They have it out there. I actually got I got a surgery out in the UK for free.
What?
Yeah.
So socialized healthcare is basically free healthcare for everybody?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Everybody just pays in through their taxes.
Really?
Yeah. It's definitely, it's a lot more, it just takes away the burden of, you break your arm and you like $10,000 in debt. Yeah. It definitely helps a lot with like social mobility and stuff like that.
Do you think that option is better than the way we have it set up here in the US? Or do you think they're just different?
I think it's a different. You got to think of it in terms of like size of the population. Yeah. Like over there, it's an island. It's a small country. Over here, we just have it can definitely sustain itself out in the U.S., but I feel like Americans are a lot more independent. They don't like being dependent of the government. It's just cultural. I think it's just a cultural thing.
Man, I'd love free healthcare. Goddamn.
It's definitely it helps, man. But then again, like you pay a lot more in taxes.
Yeah.
Wait, so how much do you pay in taxes out there, like versus the U.S.? Because I know, like the U.S., like if you work a job, whatever they take out with like Medicare, taxes, regular state taxes or whatever, it's usually around 30%, right?
I don't know.
You don't know what it is out there?
I don't know. I just know you pay a lot more.
Were you working out there, or were you just going to school?
Working. No, I was both working and going to school. I had to get a student visa.
Okay. I was gonna ask you what the process was like to actually go over there. Yeah. Because
it was a whole
Mexican.
process. I'm American, bro.
Okay, but you're Mexican than me, bro.
I'm Mexican American.
Oh yeah. Let's go through the whole process.
Yeah, because you were living in Juarez, right?
Yeah.
So you have dual citizenship?
I have dual citizenship.
Okay, but then how was the process of going to London? Like, what did you have to do?
So I'm full blown American. I just grew up in Mexico.
I just want to clarify for the record.
Before anybody calls eyes on me,
like check it.
No. The whole process of it was you basically have to get accepted to a course. Then the school sends out like a letter of certifying that you're actually going to school. And once you get that, you apply for a visa. Then you apply for a student visa, and then it gets.
And how long does that visa last for?
It lasts however long your course is, and then they usually give you like 6 to a year after you graduate.
That's
so
right.
you can work or you can extend your visa. So I was out there working, but I could only work if I was studying full time. I could only work part time. So I was just doing like gigs here and there, shooting a couple of stuff.
Nice.
And then once I graduated, I basically was in charge of all the video content for the university. So I was doing all their like social media stuff, social content, social media content.
Yeah.